appointment. I made it to get my nails done, and time just lost us because I totally forgot we had counseling yesterday. So we went to our appointment, and then I went to get my nails done, and time was just away from us at that point. But now we're on our way to look like you're gonna run into that car or that truck.
If you don't stop acting like I don't know what I'm doing.
I know. He scares me when he drives. I can't help it. What was I saying?
What we're about to go do.
Oh, we're on our way to go to a Bible study. I never get it right when I do a vlog. I'm so sorry, you guys. You guys hear the wind because we're just getting on the freeway.
That's better.
And yes, already turned on the. You guys hear the wind because we're just getting on the freeway. But I was thinking I wanted to do like. Okay, you guys. I had to figure it out because I knew I wanted to do something with my husband because we're traveling.
Now you're trying to suffocate me.
The hair's on.
Now you're trying to suffocate me.
He trying to kill himself. Look what he doing right now. Look what he doing. But I'm suffocating.
Don't put that on there.
What on where?
The police is gonna watch this shit.
Oh my gosh. You cussing. What a brother and sister watching.
Don't put that in there neither.
Oh
You're dry
my
snitching.
gosh.
Why you dry snitching?
That you human? So, anyway, we figured, like, I knew I wanted to do something, but I really didn't know what. I kind of just turned on the camera and was like, So, okay, I'm so not organized, guys. So, I was telling husband, I don't know how I feel about saying hubby anymore. I feel like that's
Like first year.
not for me. Yeah, I feel like that's that first year. Oh, my hubby.
It's like a cute pet name.
Like, yeah, this is my husband.
One thing you better not ever forget though, I don't need no pet name. But don't be calling me by my real name. Don't do that. I'm Babe. Or whatever the fuck else you say. But I'm not no, I'm not Cameron. Michael is Cameron. I'm not Cameron.
He's not Cameron, his name is Michael if you ask him.
Well, whatever.
And they call him Cameron in the street.
You address me by my proper title. Just like how people are supposed to say Mr. and Mrs. I'm supposed to be Babe. Period.
Bay or Bay?
No. Babe. I'm not the little salt dude.
Who is that? That's Bay?
They call him Salt Babe. I'm not no Babe.
Okay, you're Babe.
Finish the word.
So babe, can I say baby?
Yep.
I say honey though. I don't
care. That's fine too. That's totally fine too. But under no circumstance do you call me by my government name.
Oh my goodness. So you guys are gonna get like car chronicles with the Barnetts because
I like that title.
literally, you guys, I don't know what we'd be doing, and we don't know what we'd be doing in this thing called marriage. To be truly honest, so this is why we're doing it.
Ain't no handbook for it.
It's not. You know how we always hear a lot like there's no handbook on parenting. There's no handbook on how to be a woman to the standards that fit and work for you, because I'm not talking about IG women or Facebook women or your inspirational speakers. You learn from those things, you do, and you pick up tips, but you're not that woman, right? There's no handbook on how to be a man, and I'm not talking about the same things I just listed for women. These are things that you learn from and gain wisdom and gather some tips from, but you have to be your own man, your own woman. You have to understand what that means for you, right? And there's no handbook for marriage. It's hard work. You are supposed to get a social security check when you get married. I don't care what nobody says.
I already needed one.
You are supposed to get a social security check when you get married. That should be law. Because if you can get one for being depressed, please tell me where I get one for being married. But anyway, so we were talking and we were like, okay, what is it that we've learned since being married that we didn't realize? Oh, look at all those motorcycles.
Stop getting distracted.
What is it that we learned that we didn't realize we needed to learn after being married? For me, my personality is very dominant. It's very... I learned recently too that it's it could be identified as masculine, but it's probably not masculine. It's just I'm someone that's been in a masculine position. And I say masculine position because I've done everything I needed to do on my own. Everything in my household I've done on my own. For my kids I've done on my own. I've been that independent.
So that's what it is. I don't think that that's masculine. I think that that's independent.
Yeah.
I think
you're carrying a load of a lot of things. So then you build this. I can do it. I'm strong.
But I think you tend to categorize that as masculine. I think you feel like that makes you masculine because you had to do both. That's not the case, because there's a lot of situations to where you have like a single mom and she has to play both roles. She's still a mom, you know what I'm saying, but you just have to do everything. And because of that, you're used to having to do everything. So when things are, you know what I'm saying, you want things done the way that you want them done because you're so used to doing them by yourself. It's not easy for you to have someone else step in and do things differently than you usually do.
Right.
And that makes it a lot harder to accept the way that I might do things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so, and maybe speak a little louder.
Oh, okay.
And so, that's why I am the way I am. Because I've been independent for so long. In a relationship, I was independent. I think I've been in one relationship, and I'm not going to say I think, there's only one relationship that I can think of, and I was not independent in that relationship. Actually, I wasn't. That was, so only once, aside from my husband. So, I always put myself as that person. But what I've learned, and what I love, is that I'm very feminine. But I've always been into like girly things. But to say I was feminine is not what I would say. I don't know what I would call it. I don't know. But I'm learning that I actually like it. And I want to be more feminine, actually. I want to be like a precious flower. You guys, even when I say flower, I just realized something. I'm not a flower girl. I don't get me flowers. I don't like flowers, right? Forever. A month ago, I've been looking at flowers. A week ago, I went to the store and was like, ooh, these are really pretty. Like, I think I'm gonna buy me flowers for my house. Like, I have wanted, and I have done before, decorating my house with like a flake flower vase, with fake flowers, just for the look of it, right? Because it was just nice. Didn't really care. But like, I'm like getting to the point where I'm like, I want a fresh bouquet of flowers every week. And I'm not even saying this like, baby, like I want you to buy me a fresh bouquet of flowers. I'm saying like, I just, even if I buy my own flowers, like I just want in my house, like not for me, not like a gift or anything, but like I want in my house somewhere a fresh bouquet of flowers. And I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. But I'm not mad at the thought. Like, I like her. I'm not mad at the thought. I want to be gentle. Like, I caught myself about to cry yesterday because she was not doing my nails right. And I don't want to be like, anybody that knows me know, you're not doing my nails right, I'm about to cuss y'all and I'm walking out and I'm not about to pay for it. But I was sitting there and because her personality was he about to blow us up.
Paying attention.
Because her personality is so beautiful, because she's such a sweet, gentle lady herself, I did not want to do that to her. I like her. Like, it's not even that I will not go back to her. I just know I'm going to go back to her for simple things. But like this design, I really, really wanted, and she just did not do my nails right at all. And I was ready to cry. Like, I really was sitting there and I felt myself like tearing up because I was getting my nails done wrong. I didn't want to cuss her out. I didn't want to yell. I didn't want to be angry. My feelings were hurt because I really wanted my nails this way and they weren't getting done. So I'm starting to see this gentle person, this soft person. Like, I don't even want to yell. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to anything. Like, I'm being more vulnerable. I feel it because even like with my kids, there's certain things that happen that I will always tear up with my kids, but there's certain little things that's happening and I'm just like, ugh. And I'm ready to cry. what is it that he thinks or feels he's learned that he didn't expect to learn or didn't realize he needed to learn?
That's my cue.
That's your cue.
I thought you were like introducing, kind of, you know what I'm saying, bringing me in a different way. I didn't know you were just gonna throw me in, put me on the
How do I
spotlight.
bring you in?
I don't know. I thought you was just gonna kind of like ask me the question again so I can answer the question.
So, honey,
And you kind of just put me on the spot.
so baby, what is it that you have learned or that you think, what is it that you have learned and you didn't realize it was something you needed to learn or should learn?
Balance. So like I was mentioning, you don't really, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, so I can't say you don't really think about these things, but for me personally, I didn't think about the fact that when I step into this role, now I have to tend to my wife's needs, I have to tend to my kids' needs, and I also have to tend to my own needs. What I've been used to pretty much growing up, like with girlfriends or whatever the case, it's always just been my needs. I didn't really care about anything else. That was, you know, kind of selfish, but I never really had to, you know, aside from, you know, being at the house taking care of my mom, I never really focused too much on what someone else would need. But you have to do that when you step into a marriage, and you have to be able to balance it all, because if you focus on one or two things and you don't focus on everything as a whole, you'll kind of like lose one. For example, let's say I only focus on you, then I lose sight of what the kids need, I lose sight of what I need. You know what I'm saying? If I focus on just you and the kids, then I start losing myself. So it was interesting, man. So I used to have different hobbies. You know, I used to like doing music, just different things that I would like to do. I kind of stopped doing them, or like lost interest in them, because I was more focused on what you would need or what the kids need. Like I kind of just lived everyday life focusing on just you guys. But what I've learned recently is I'll do a really crappy job at those two if I don't know what I want. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not, I was talking to Brandon, right? It's talking about how, you know, you tap in with everybody else. You tap in to see what everybody else wants, but you always got to tap into yourself too. And I think because everybody, you can't just tap in with everybody else and not tap in with yourself. You'll lose yourself. And I feel like I kind of started doing that, but then once I recognized it, once I realized, then I start, you know, it started coming back. Now I'm regaining interest in things that I had interest in before. I'm focused on trying to make myself happy, but then also still trying to balance it out to where I'm making you happy, I'm making the kids happy as well.
Yeah.
So it's just, I guess I went into it and didn't really think about the big picture. When we got married, I just was like, oh, dope, cool, I got Carolyn, like, for good now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're locked in for life because we're married now. That's what I want. But I didn't really think about everything that was going to come with it. I didn't think about how hard it would be. I just kind of had like this fairy tale idea of what marriage was going to be. Mm-hmm. So, you know, being married for a little while now, that fairy tale image is gone. But I honestly can't say that feeling, that fairy tale feeling, that fairy tale idea is better than what we actually have. I really genuinely enjoy being married because it teaches me things that I didn't even learn growing up. So, like, for example, you know, just the role of a man, what a man's supposed to be doing in the house. You know, you do the lawn, you do little things like that. Working on the car. What I was taught growing up is to be self-sufficient. So things like, you know, I do my own laundry so nobody else has to do it. You know what I'm saying? If I want something clean, I do it so nobody else has to do it. But now I'm in a position to where I know how to do that, but I got kids, so I can kind of delegate responsibility, and that teaches them how to do that too. Right. It makes them self-sufficient, but I still don't lose sight of that. But my point was, I learned stuff like that growing up. As far as cutting the lawn goes, you would always pay somebody to do that. Somebody working on a car, you pay somebody to do that. So I never really knew anything other than, you know, tires flat, put some air in the tire. You change the tire, change the tire. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm really doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope because it's things that I learned being married.
Fun fact, you guys, I taught him how to change a tire.
I hate that you keep saying that.
I did!
I hate that you keep saying that.
Did I teach you?
No.
Oh my goodness. I taught him how to change a tire.
No, I cannot.
I taught him. No matter what he tells you, I taught him how to change a tire.
Happy wife, happy life.
So that's funny.
But nah, it's tight because now, just the little things that I am learning, this is what makes me more excited about being married, because I'm feeling my role. I feel like I'm playing my role and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm still learning. So I'll never, like, I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I'm like arrogant enough to say, look at you dropping the camera when it's my turn to talk. I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I'm like arrogant enough to say, oh wow, this is where we were when the dude was trying to jump.
Yeah.
Literally right here.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't think you're gonna have to edit some stuff. I don't think I'll ever be arrogant to the point where I'm saying I know what it means to be a husband. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know you have to like constantly be a student. That's another thing that I learned too, because there's always a lot to learn. And if you don't accept that you have to be a student and you just kind of get stuck in, oh, I know this, you kind of like refuse to accept any other topics, any other kind of discussions, anything like that.
Right.
One, for example, marriage counseling is crazy, because remember before we first got married, we were sitting down with the dude who officiated. He was asking us about marriage counseling. When I heard that, I was like, I ain't doing no marriage counseling.
I know.
We need to do
We were
that.
thinking about
I'm
it
like, we're
then.
good. I don't need to do marriage counseling. We got this figured out. No, we didn't have it figured out. And
No,
we did need marriage counseling, because it's
we
like,
got it now.
yeah,
It's good.
what it is you realize you have two people from two completely different worlds, two completely different walks of life that are coming together, and you got to mesh those two things together.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, there's no handbook on that. You can take advice from someone else, but usually it's kind of what I've learned, or from certain experiences. Depending on who you go to, things can be really one-sided. You know what I'm saying? So going to a counselor is like somebody who's in the middle, somebody who doesn't know you personally. They're just
non-biased opinion.
Yeah, they're hearing what you're bringing to them, and they're kind of helping guide you through it. Because it's easy to go to a friend and be like, man, she did this, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Or you go to a friend, man, he did this, yada, yada, yada. Naturally, they're going to take your side, even if they don't intend to. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's natural for it to happen like that.
Well, my friend don't.
Huh?
My friend don't do that.
That's true. I mean,
She tells me.
yeah. But the point,
She will say
my point is she's your friend. You know what I'm saying? So she's more so, I would say she's leaning toward your side. So of course she's going to tell you if you're wrong or something like that, but that's your friend. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then vice versa on the other side. But with this person mediating in the middle, they're neither of our friends.
Right.
So
and that's what's important, is to, people probably think, and you might not even be able to afford counseling, and that's okay, but you'll be surprised.
You said that like we was balling or something.
No.
Realistically, we can't afford it
We
either.
can't afford it either, yeah. We need to do it. So you'll be surprised, there's a lot of counseling that's affordable. There's counseling that takes Medi-Cal. There's a lot. So it worked. Okay, guys, so we're going to wrap it up there, because we're going to do a part 2. So you guys make sure that you tune into the part 2, okay? And make sure you like this video. Make sure you chat with us down below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. You want to say bye?
Peace.